You are here as torchbearers of our message for the return of the land and as the pioneers of our calls for the creation of jobs and as the weapons who will explain to our people as they sit in the darkness how we intend to put a stop to load shedding. This gathering is therefore here to select the best amongst us who will implement the goals and objectives of the EFF manifesto in governance. We are electing the public representatives of the EFF after the manifesto so that when you accept to lead the EFF in parliament and in the legislature, when a form is sent to you to accept the nomination, eventually, you should be knowing what you are accepting your nomination for. For some of you accept nominations even before you see the manifesto. You accept to be sent to parliament not knowing what you are going to do in parliament. 260 pages that you have to go through, internalize, and deeply understand the meaning of everything that is contained in that manifesto. This list conference is going to determine who's going to lead South Africa after May, because we are confident we are going to win elections. So the possibility is that we might be sitting amongst ministers and premiers and MECs. So you ought to understand that these people who are sending to parliament and legislature now are going to be government. And therefore you have to elect the best of the best. But this is not a job. Because to lead a government of the EFF is not an employment. And again, political education must do political work to educate you, to internalize and understand the difference between employment and deployment. Because most of you don't understand what is a deployment. You think you are employed. The position you are going to occupy is an EFF position. You are sent to represent the EFF. And when you are called to come back, you should not even have a problem. Because you know you were sent, now you are being called to come back. I had a discussion with him, we saying about some former chairperson of the EFF. And then I sent him a message. He sent me a message, I respond him. He doesn't respond my message back. He just blue ticks me. So I'm unable to make a follow-up. But I wanted to make a follow-up with him that just tell me one former provincial chairperson of the EFF who was removed from position of responsibility and never redeployed and remained in the EFF. There's no single one of them. No single former chairperson of the EFF who was deployed, outvoted, and removed from a position of responsibility and not redeployed and still remained in the EFF. Not one. Because they feel so entitled. They are something out of the ordinary. That the EFF will never be anything without them in that particular province. So let's take KZN, for instance. This Vusi leaves because he can't organize a bus, a single bus. And when he leaves, he starts saying bad things about the EFF. But what made me so shocked was that he now mobilizes people to go to this guy's event, Ngizwe's event. And I'm like, you couldn't organize a bus. You have no capacity to organize anyone to go anywhere. So why all of a sudden do you think that you can organize people for some parallel event of the EFF? Then it later rings bell in my mind that he thinks very highly of himself and he doesn't know that he's actually nothing. He was made what he was because of the collective wisdom of the EFF. So, you must elect today the people who have demonstrated their loyalty to the movement. Nothing else but loyalty to the movement. In my discussion with Mbuyiseni, I said to him, anyone who betrays loyalty, I crush them to the grave. You know why I do that? I will never be disloyal to the people I'm loyal to. And I've got no history. I've got no history of selling anyone out. You can go to my enemies who were my friends before. They will tell you that you can say whatever you want to say about him. When he's loyal to the core. And when you betray us, we don't forget. We may not fight and say all things because we believe that for the sake of the unity of our movement, some things we must pretend like we don't see. But when that opportunity comes to deal with disloyal people, we do so without making any apology. Now, I'm saying this because I was asked to help a man who sold out the EFF, resigned from the position of the EFF without telling the leadership of the EFF in the legislature, and gave a letter to the Speaker of the ANC that I'm resigning. I, the Commander-in-Chief of these deployed forces on the ground, must now hear from the ANC that one of your soldiers have resigned. And I said, you are so playful, you are joking. It's not true, you will never do that. And I put him on a conference call. And I asked, did you resign? Then he started telling me a story. He said, no, don't tell me a story. Did you resign, yes or no? He said, yes. I said, thank you, no problem, it's okay. Resign from a position that we are going to elect today. We are here. So much money was spent here. So much effort was put together for us to be here. We deploy you into government, into legislature. You say you are a loyal and disciplined member of the organization. Like a loyal soldier, you leave your post without a further instruction. When you are standing on a post as a loyal and disciplined member, like we did yesterday, under the rain, you don't surrender the position. You stick to the position until the commanders come back to say to you, you can retreat from the position. Why do you retreat from the position without the commanders giving you a further instruction to leave the position? Then you leave the position without commanders knowing that you have left the position. You get shot and wounded in a different space. We don't know how you landed there. We get called to come and rescue you. I will never do that. I will never do that. We have no room for sellouts. You leave your post, you are on your own. The day you leave your post, that's the day you denounce your membership. That's the day you denounce your loyalty to our movement.